Hello, I'm Bexx with Black Whisper Crafts, and this is hashtag Mass Make March Hop 2025, which is hosted by DJ at Hither and Yon Studio. And there is a list of participants here below, and I will list them below also in my description box. Go check out each one of them. They're all going to do something that you can mass make, which is awesome. I love to mass make, so I want to start making a whole line of journals. Then all I have to do is pull things out of it. This is Sunday, the 23rd, my day, and I'm going to do page corners. Super, super simple. You can do it if this is your first day junk journaling, you can do it. Simple supplies, easy to do, and you can make them as fancy as you want. But these are going to be page corners, and I will get right into it. All you need are some index cards or cardstock or whatever you would like to make your template out of. And I have a few here already made, just like this, and I will show you what they will look like. These are just my templates. These aren't fancy, these aren't prettied up, nothing. But just wanted to show you what they're going to look like, a bit about what they're going to look like. It is a folded up piece of paper, cardstock, whatever you want to use for your base. But you can just, that's what your template will look like, folded. Then you're going to just pop it on the corner, just like that. Simple, easy peasy. And you'll make two of them, so you'll have one for each corner. That's all there is to it. Just this little template. Super duper easy, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. But you can make them any size you would like. I'm not sure if you can see these. Let me pull this back out real quick. You can make them different sizes, different shapes. I'm not great at cutting circles, so I just punched mine with a circle hole punch. Any shape, and you can just do simple shapes too, whatever you would like. But here are some of the templates I've used in the past. I thought I would get those out and show you. Let me just put these back together here. Just going to get my index card. It's a 3x5. Just going to fold it. Just make sure my corners meet, so my template is nice and straight. There we go. And I put the open side away from me, the fold side toward myself. You can do them however you want, but this is just works for me like this. And you want to start at the fold and just make a squiggly line. In and back out. Very simple. Now I'm going to cut it out. And I like to use the index cards because they're thin enough that it's easy to cut through, especially if you have difficulty with your hands in cutting. So here we go. There's our template. Let's see what it's going to look like right here on the page. Let's ink this up with a little bit of orange so maybe it's more visible for us. And keep in mind, this is just the template, however you would like to say it. And this is how it's going to fit over the corner, just like that. If you have a plain page, you can do print or what have you, but I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different ways you can do this. And let's go ahead, and since we've made one with just a squiggly line, let's go ahead and make one. A circle one is probably a 1 inch, but here's the corner again. And let's just make one with a, if you have a hole punch, you can draw one. I'm trying to get it to where the other page, the open side is just right on the edge. Okay, let's punch that out. Now we have looking like a circle corner. That's pretty cool. I like that. But you can easily just trace a circle. But I am terrible at circles. So let's just ink this one up so we can see what this template looks like. There we go. Where's our page? Let's just pop it over the page here. And it takes care of two sides of the page also. So you'll turn it over and it's on this side also. So isn't that amazing? No bulk to your journals because we're going to use just paper and really thin cardstock. This is the template. If you punched it out with a circle punch, there's one squiggly line that we just freehand. If you have a little cutter and you like to be really precise and you just like a square one, we'll just fold it over. And you can just put it in your little cutter, cut it at whatever size you want. We'll do one at 1.5 and then let's do one and see if we like it better if we do a little bit longer. We'll do a 2 inch. And that's just a simple square one. We're going to go ahead and ink it up because we can see what it looks like better. Smaller one, and here's the bigger one. And I think you're getting the idea of how simple these really are and how you could sit down and mass make these. And remember to make a pair. Always make a pair so you have one for the top and one for the bottom. See, just like that. Super simple. That's the bigger one. I like that one. You could stamp a larger image on that if you wanted to. And there's a smaller one. Okay, so we have some templates here. So we're going to go with those. If you have just white copy paper, you can do this. Just white copy paper. So we're going to go ahead and fold it up. I fold it once, and then I fold it to the middle with both of them. It's just easier to do it this way for me. This one's not perfectly straight. Let's just fix that real quick. There we go. So we can fold it backwards. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and tear this. That way we have two here. Okay, so here are some pieces that we can use to do our templates with. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to, if you don't like tracing, you can just cut them out. Put it on there and cut them out. But I need to have something to trace with. So that's the purpose of the templates here. Just cut it and cut it. And we have a pair. There's a pair of those. Let's go on and do the squiggly line. Just make sure that you have both of your folds the same, on the same side. And just put this on the fold. If you cut two pairs at a time, when you're trace them and cut the two pairs at the same time, then they will match. Even if you don't cut them out exactly as your pattern is, they will still match because you cut them out at the same time. A little bit out of line. That's not, I don't get fussed about it. The page corners, they can look different. They can be different, slightly different shapes. There. Now we have two there. But when you're doing a pattern, make sure that when you trace it on the opposite side that you want to show. This doesn't matter because I can just flip it over. It's the same. So we have another pair. there. And let's see. Let's do the circle one. So we'll just have 3 different ones. And I think I'm more confident if I cut with holding the piece of cardstock on here with a circle. I am just a terror at trying to cut out a circle. There. Okay. Now we have a pair of circles, of squares, and we have a squiggly line. We do. There it is. There it is. Okay, let's put our templates up there for the moment. Don't need those. And that will drive me crazy. Let me put them together. Let me just put them together here. There. Those go together. So what I'm going to do is just do some stamping and fancy these up a bit. Just wanted to remind you that this is a hop, and tomorrow, Monday, March 24th, it is KiKi at Neeardesigns 3 on YouTube. Hop on over and see what she is mass making. So this one doesn't really matter which way it goes, kind of, so, but if you are fussy about which direction it goes, just make sure it goes to the direction that you would like it to. So I'm going to just turn this over like this. Let's go ahead and ink the edges up just so that you can see it better in the picture here. I'm going to go ahead and just use vintage photo. That's what we have handy. Let's just ink up these edges just a little bit. There we go. Okay, this is what I like to do, as they're small, so you can just kind of put them together, but like this is going to go on top, this is going to go on the bottom. If you want them, you know, to be the same, then go ahead and stamp them like that. But I'm not fussed about it because it's just, it can go any which way. Doesn't matter to me. Just going to put them on here like that, so they're small enough that I can just stamp this over them, just like that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do the vintage photo just for the simplicity of it right now. Don't have my stamping platform right here at the moment, but I think this is going to be just fine, that you will get the gist of what we're doing. There we go. Want a little bit more on that one and that one. There we go. But what I like to do is just put a whole bunch of them on the page and then just stamp, just keep stamping on there. But this is how you get one pair. There we go. Doesn't take long at all. That just was just lickety split. And if you are good with scissors and you can cut out more, you know, like 4 at a time, then you'd have 2 pairs. That would be awesome. Okay, let's set this aside and get our composition notebook and pop these in there so we can see what they look like. All the way in the notebook. There's the notebook. There's our page corners. Let me get glue book. Can't handle all of the stuff everywhere. Give me just a moment here. Everything has its place. Okay, very good. So we are going to get our glue stick because this is just going on paper. So glue stick will be sufficient. Let's go ahead. Is there a certain one I want on top and bottom? I think I would prefer, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, there we go. And I am using Tombow Mono Glue Stick. The only glue stick that I have found, since our weather changes so much, glue sticks and hot glue gun, hot glue sticks don't stick for any amount of time. So there we go. We have the glue stick on it. Let's just put it to the corner. There. Great. And then fold it over. There we go. Awesome. I didn't do a super duper great job of that, but that's okay. We can fix that. Just take your whatever color you inked with. And I put it on 2 pages. That's okay. That is just fine. There we go. Just fix that. There. Perfect. Love it. Okay, let's do this one. And we have 2 pages going together, which is no big deal in this because these are really thin pages. Let's go ahead and get some glue on this one. But you can see how you can just sit down, mass make these. Just turn on a video that you love to watch. One of the mass make videos. And you can sit down and make a whole ton of these. But I'm going to show you a lot of different things you can use that you don't have to have a lot of crafting supplies. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? So simple. Big addition to a page without adding a lot of bulk. And I will put a Shanuki Arts video below. This is not my ideal. Ever since I saw it on her video, I can't make a journal without doing some of these. So yes, I will put her video below so you can see how awesome that she made them. That's where I got this ideal from. These are an amazing mass make project. Okay, let me put this over here. There's many other things we can use. Let's just go to the next one. I'm going to leave my glue book and my glue stick out because we will be using those over and over. And those are supplies that most people have. You have an index card, you have a pen, you can make a squiggly line, you can make a square, you can make a circle, you can do really fancy ones. And then just use 20-pound copy paper and cut them out. So simple, so easy. And let's see what else we have here. You can also make them out of scraps. Here's just a scrap of scrap paper. What is it called? Scrapbook? Yes, scrapbook paper. We'll just fold it. Let's try the circle template. That might be fun. So if we want this one to go this direction, we want to do it on the inside so we don't make our pin marks on that. So let's fold it this way. And this is going to be the opposite direction also, so they come out right. We'll just pop this on here. And you can also just cut them out. You don't have to have a template. Just be sure that you cut 2 at a time so that you have them matching. So this is what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to cut this one out because it is very directional. Just to show you how to do it in this direction, I'm going to cut this one out first. Okay, Now, I want this one will be the top one to go on that direction. This one will be the bottom one. So we need to turn it upside down and cut it out. So let's just trace this out. There we go. I just have to do it this way so I can get the direction going the correct way, and we will see if I did it right. Okay. This goes on the bottom. And this one goes on the top. Looky there, I did it correctly. Let's glue these in. Get our example book out here. And we'll glue these in. These are just a tiny bit, well, they are pretty thin. Thought they were a little bit thicker than 20-pound copy paper, but they're really not. Okay. And let's go on to the next two. Might as well. We started doing 2 pages. Let's do 2 more pages under there, so that will remind me. So this one's for the bottom, and that one's for the top. Let's ink these up. Let's do that. But you could just mass make, whoops, that was crazy. You can just mass make these and get a whole ton of them created, not stopping to glue them in like I am. You could do enough for your a whole journal. Could already have them ready to go. Just do some neutral colors. Whatever you would like to use. Whatever scraps you have. This was just a little scrappy we're using. Okay, so this one is going to go on the top, and this one will go on the bottom. And I did it correctly. Yay me! Let's go ahead and get this, get some glue stick on here. But you do want to make sure you go all the way to the edges so that they don't come up. Okay. Whoops, that was not planned. I see I don't have the glue right there. Okay. Let's do these 2 pages. And this glue stick is nice and sticky. I really like it. There we go. Isn't that awesome? Let's do the other one real quick and then we'll have a look-see. Very simple mass make. Page corners that add so much to your journal if you just are doing like a writing journal also, but you just want to gussy up the pages. This would be perfect ideal for that also. It's really not this fussy to put them on the page. I just really need things close to my face to see it better. So I would normally have it really close to my face, and it just takes me a moment to do it. Here we go. But for the video, I can't have it right up at my face. So you all get to see me struggle. Here we go. Awesome. Did I not? Doesn't look like I inked that one up. That's okay. We can do this real quick. If I did ink it up, I don't remember, and it doesn't look like it. There we go. Awesome. That is how you do it for directional. Pretty cool looking. Okay, let's get some more and do some different things. You can also emboss some just paper. Just have a book, just have a 20-pound copy paper. Just fold it in quarters and put it through your embossing machine. That's fun. So let's leave it like this, and let's use our, let's see if this vintage photo, if we can make it so we can see this better. Let's just ink that up a bit. Oh, that's pretty. Let's go ahead and ink this up. Okay, so this is one side. This will be the other side. Well, no, it won't. This is one side. This will be the other side. Okay. Don't want to ink up more than we need to. Okay. Now, let's see. Do we want to do the square, the biggest square templates? That's the big one. It's not really a square, it's a rectangle now. But let's see where we need to cut at. There we go. That will work great. Love it. Okay, let's get our little template here. That will be one. And since this is square, I think I can just cut it without tracing. Pretty sure I can do that. One. Let's cut the other one. There we go. These are pretty cool looking. Put our template back over there. Going to go ahead and ink these edges. Let's get our composition notebook and pop these in it. See how cool these look. Okay, let's grab us 2 more sheets here. Just pop that in there to remind myself. Let's see, do we want a certain one at the top? I mean, they're all swirls, so it probably doesn't really matter. And hang in there if you don't have any of what I have used so far. I still have other materials that you can use to do this with. Yeah, I think I want that one on the top. This one on the bottom. That will work. Okay, let's get these glued. Get some glue stick on them. Gotta open the cap first. There. Put a little bit more since these are embossed. Make sure I get it all the way to those edges. Okay. Now, let's get it all the way on there. There we go. I didn't get it all the way to the top, but that's not a fuss at all. Let's just ink it. There we go. Easily fixed. There we go. Perfect. Now let's get this one. A little extra glue since it is embossed. Probably pick the hardest paper to do this one since it's super duper thin. There we go. Okay, awesome. there. That looks cool too. Just simple triangles. Triangle? Not a triangle. Rectangle. Rectangle. Simple rectangles. Cool. Okay, let's see what other materials that we have we can use. I have a lot of things that you can use, but I like to use catalogs and magazines, and this is a seat catalog. So this is a beautiful print on the front. That would make a gorgeous page. So I think without looking farther, I'm just going to go ahead and use this front page here. That'll be gorgeous. So let's just go ahead and tear it off. It's just a seed catalog. And let's get our templates here. I'm going to go ahead and use a bigger one that I have in my templates here of my own. So let's see, we need 2 of this. So where do we want to fold this at? Where could we strategically fold it to get everything except words? About right there, I think. So we want to make sure this is going to fit. We'll do one there, and we will cut it so we can just put them together and cut them at the same time. But make sure we're not going to hit any words. Nope. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the paper like that. So I know I'm not going to get those, so I'm going to get the flowers in it. So if we do one here, and then if we do one down here, I think that will work great. So I'm going to go ahead, cut this off right here. So I make sure I don't get those words. I want to get the flowers. So if you're wanting to get a certain spot of something, just work with it. Just take your time. This will be about right here. When you're doing a pattern, be sure and fold it the opposite direction so that your tracing lines are on the inside. So I'll do that one that way. I'm just going to leave it like that for a moment because I know that's the way I want it to be. This one, let's see, this is going to be on the bottom part. So do we want it to go this way? I want that colors to be on the bottom. I think I want the lighter colors. Okay, so we're going to do this direction. So we want these like that. So let's fold them the opposite direction. Whoops. Excuse me. There we go. And I want this one to be there, so we can just cut them at the same time. Put our template all the way around. That helps to hold them in place. Make sure we have enough room. Yes. It's not that fiddly if you're just using scrap paper or all the same paper. But I want these pretty images, and these are just out of a seed catalog, so they're going to look really gorgeous. And I didn't even trace this, did I? I am showing you a bad way. Scratch all that. Trace it first. There we go. Oh my goodness. Bad Bexx, bad Bexx. Oh my. What's that? Do as I say, not as I do. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. Here we go. Just been a little slower and more careful with this one. Okay, now let's see if I did it correctly. Ooh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? And this is just from a seed catalog. Really gorgeous. Those are really pretty. Okay, I am going to go ahead and put these in my little sample book there. Example book. Because I want to see what they look like. These will be really pretty. And it's just how the seed catalog. Isn't that awesome? Because let's see, do we want this one on the top? And this one on the bottom. Beautiful, but these are really big, so I am going to just put glue on one side at a time. This side. Place it where I want it to be, and then we will put the glue stick on the other piece. Line it up on the bottom. There's my there we go. That's better. That works better. We'll just put some glue on here. Be a little bit gentle when you have a magazine page. Make sure you get it all to the outer edge. There, that is really pretty. That would be really pretty in a floral journal. Okay, let's do the top one real quick here. There we go. Get this one glued all the way to the edge. Fold it over. That is so pretty. Look at that. It's really pretty. So we have from a magazine or a seed catalog, we have a square one that has been used some scraps of embossed, and we have some scrap here, directional ones that are round, and then we have that we did on just plain copy paper and did some stamping in the inky. Let's mass make some now. We will glue them in a little bit, but right now we are into the mass make mode. Just wanted to show you a few things that you could do, that you could use. Have another thing. You can use this washi tape that has the backing on it. What I'm going to do is just take a piece of it. Let's just use the square one. We haven't used the just actual square one. We'll use the square one. Let's see how much space do we need. Let's just trace this template open since it's about the same size we want. Let's just cut this piece off. And this is just washi tape that has the backing on it. Just trying to show you lots of things that you can use. Okay, so we're going to fold it. Fold it in half, the opposite direction. This won't matter because this is backing. It's going to be torn off anyway. But let's just trim it up. Not trim it up, but cut it out actually. Put that template back. Okay, I think that'll be pretty. Where'd the washi tape go? We need two. I'm not sure why I didn't cut two. And this is just a square, so I am not going to take the time you trace it out and everything, I think that we can do a square. Let's just fold it in half. I said I wasn't going to show you any more in the book, but I'm going to put these on. I want to see what they look like. That's what I use that big washi tape for. But I just want to show one more thing you can use. And who doesn't have plenty of that big washi tape? And if you don't have any with backing, you could just put it on a piece of the 8.5 by 11 copy paper. But I'm just going to put it straight down on the page. I think that'll work. Okay, let's get this washi tape put down here. See how this works. Awesome. That is great. Love it. Actually, you could just take it off of one side and get it on there correctly, and then take it off the other, since it does have a backing on it. Now we'll take the other side off. Just fold it over. That looks so pretty. Awesome. Another way to use that washi tape. Okay, now let's go to the mask making here. I'm going to use one of my templates. I think I want to use this one. That makes a pretty one. And I have some papers over here to the side. Going to, let's see, we need to fold this. So let's just, it's mask make time. So we're going to go ahead and fold paper up. Going to cut it. And this is a neutral color, so I could use it on pretty much anything that I use. So I'm going to mask make out of this one, put that right at the moment. There we go. And this is just scrap paper. So we have pears here. So I need to trace this and cut it out. Can go all the way to the top there. Well, those might not be perfectly even, so we will do it like this. Let's trace our template. And I did exactly what I said not to do. This has a pattern on it. So what we're going to do is cut it out a little bit smaller than my trace mark. And this is scrapbook paper. It's a little, I really don't like using cardstock unless I am gluing it onto cardstock, because I don't want to add that extra bulk to my journals. There we go. That is fine. Since I did 2 at a time, they're going to be the same. So awesome. Just put those there. And let's go on and do some more. I'm going to turn them the opposite direction. So the trace marks are on the inside. And since these are all, the direction goes every which way, it's not directional, it doesn't matter at all. At least get the bottom of it together. There we go. I think I've made all the mistakes in this video so you all can so you all won't have to make those. But when you're mass making things like this, you just don't think about everything that you need to do. You just do it. Okay, here's 2 more. Let's go ahead, get these cut out. Awesome. Let's flip them around. There we go. There we go. We have another pair. And since these are pretty much the same, like that, then you can just stack them up. As long as you have pairs, they will go together. We have room to do another one. Let's just do another one. Let's draw this template on here. There we go. Goes really quickly when you just have your paper already folded and don't need that on there. Just have your papers folded and just trace. You could trace them all at once and then cut them out. I don't know. It just goes just as fast either way for me. There we go. So open these up. And we have another pair, but since these are all the same pattern, it's not going to matter. There, we have a whole set right there. Awesome. I mean, a whole set. We have 3 sets right there. All done, ready to go. That was quick. Okay, we have that one of that template. Okay, let's grab another piece here. This one is a scrap of music, so let's see if this fold is... I don't know why it would be folded like that, but it was. How about we use a circle? Is this big enough for the circle? Let's see. Let's fold this evenly. Put this one right on the corner. Trace this out. Just cut this. Now we have this traced, so we can put this on top of here, and we will have another set. Okay, wish me luck on the circle. Okay, let's turn it around. Awesome. There we go. I got it. Yay me. We have a set of the circles or a half moon or whatever you'd like to call it. There's a set there. Okay, let's see what size. This is a pretty one. We haven't done this one yet. Let's see what size we're going to need. This way, this direction, go the correct direction. Just fold it about right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim this off. You can lay this out. There we go. So we'll fold it backwards and fold it backwards. That way we can draw on the one side, and we won't have to worry about trying to trim it up or anything. Okay. Now let's just trim around this one. Some of them take a little bit longer because of the shape. But you can get as fancy or as simple as you want. Yay! We have a fancy one here. Let's turn it around. That is pretty cool. Put that one like that and that one like that on the corners. You can also put them over the top of the page if you want, like that also. These are pretty cool looking. Let's see if we have some paper clips here. Let's get out the paper clips. I do like to keep the pairs together. The little boxes of a whole bunch of little paper clips together, that's generally what I use to keep mine together. But we'll use these. Pretty quickly. You can go through and do a whole bunch of these. And let's see, we have, oh, this is interesting. We have some play money here. Why not? Let's see if these are big enough to do one of them on. Huh, maybe that one. That'll be fun. Just something different. Let's see. If that is big enough, that will be big enough. Let's just fold a couple of them. Just for the fun of it. Why not? Okay, let's turn this one to the wrong side. Because we want, well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, now let's get our template here. You can just use anything. Go with whatever theme, but we are mass making these, so let's do a whole bunch here. Just trying to show you as many different things and ways that you can do it as I possibly can in this one little video. Super simple mass make page corners. This is for hashtag Mass Make March Hop 2025. It is hosted by DJ at Hither and Yon Studio. These are pretty fun looking, aren't they? Here we go. And we have a pair of page corners. Just trying to show you there's all kinds of things that you can use. Let's get a book page here. How about a book page? These are directional, so let's get our trimmer out here so we can trim them evenly. So let's see, what size do we want to do this time? Have we done that one? Kind of want to do a bigger one. Where's our, let's do the big square. That might be cute. Or this one. Let's do the bigger one, this one. So let's cut this in half. See if that will be big enough for this one. Yes, it will. Okay. So first what I want to do is cut off these edges since I just want mainly the words. Might not be big enough this way. We'll see. If not, we'll just use a different one. And this will be in half, about right there. Okay. And let's put that aside. Okay, now since these are words and I want them to go the same direction, we need to do one right side up and one upside down. So that one will be right side up and this one should be upside down. Am I correct? So they will turn out right. That should be correct. Okay, let's fold them. Okay, we don't necessarily need them together until we are cutting them out. Yep, that one's way bit too small. Let's find one that's shorter. How about this one? Nope, that one's too long. It's okay, we'll find one. How about this one? I think this will be great. So that words are about right here. This one. Let's just trace it out real quick. Oops. Hold on to it as it will get wiggly. Okay. Now, these words are about, see what I mean? I'm trying not to get that blank space, trying to just get the words in there. Here we go. Let's go for it. Fold them back the other direction. One. And here we go. We have a pair and they are directionally correct. There we go. Awesome. We have another pair. Let's just put these together. So when I glue them on, I need to make sure that I get them the correct way. So I don't have one upside down still. That would be funny. Okay, we'll just put these together. I know this paper clip's too big, but I'm not going to go get the small ones right at the moment. I have some actual book pages. That was a book page. We just did a book page. This is coffee dyed book page. I already cut them down and I just coffee dyed them. And let's go ahead and make some out of these. We'll use the big one. And let's say we don't care which way it goes. So we're just going to fold them like this. Looks like we're going to get one out of each page. Most of the time, it doesn't matter to me which direction things are going. But I wanted to show you how to do it if it mattered. So let's just trace this. And put these together and cut them out. There we go. That was very easy. And let's flip them around. Just like that. And you can also, I'll show you something else that you can do with this. If you have a void like that, you can just stamp over it. Yeah, let's see what we have over here. We have a mushroom. Let's go ahead and just stamp over it where the void is at and see what we think. Lots of things that you can do if you end up with, you know, what you don't want. Let's pull this over here and stamp on top of it. Okay, Here we go. Let's just randomly stamp some mushrooms. Can't see it that well on the actual book print, but it takes care of that void. One more on there. Let's get this one taken care of. Just trying to do neutral colors now. I don't know exactly what these are going to go in or what theme, so the mushroom is just looks like a pattern, so I'm not fussed about it. Let's just put one in there and one in there. There we go. Wait a minute, I think we need one there. There we go. That looks great. That just took care of that void. So when you pop it over a page, it's like that. And then you have the mushroom print. That looks cute. I tend to use the bigger ones on my pages, but I usually do like 8.5 by 5.5 pages or 8 by 5 pages. So, but you can do whatever works for you. Mass make them. Let's see what we have mass made here. We have 3 sets here. There's 4 and 5. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets in what, 2-3 minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. We said what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets. You could easily just mass make these forever. But let's look and see what all we have glued in here that we did earlier. We were just showing examples. This one, just plain copy paper, 20-pound copy paper, and we stamped on it and we just inked up the edges. That looks awesome. And this is just scrap paper, inked up the edges. This is scraps of embossing. We just inked it up, glued it on the page edge. This is from a seed catalog, which you could do a magazine or anything like that. And this is the large washi tape that has the backing on it. Just cut your shapes out of that and fold it. Awesome. Many, many ways you can make them. You can just fancy them up and you can just do all sorts of things. But we use scrap paper, book pages, washi tape, play money, book page, yep, book page, scrap paper. You can do all sorts of things. Music paper. I think that we have used every single thing that I had for us today. This is for hashtag Mass Make March Hop 2025. It is a YouTube channel hop for Mass Make March, and the lineup is on Friday, the 21st of March, was DJ at Hither and Yon Studio. Specimen Slides. Saturday the 22nd was Lyndee and Shaun Design. That was book page pockets. Today is Sunday the 23rd of March, and I did page corners. Monday the 24th is KiKi Neeardesigns. She's going to do hidden paper clips. Tuesday the 25th is Patti SheckMade. She's doing CD pocket flips. Wednesday the 26th is Amethyst Raven. She is doing belly bands and tucks. And Thursday is, on the 27th, is Amber with Delightful Creations by Amber, and she is doing tag booklets. I will put all of these channels' information below so you can follow them and join in the mass make. If you would like, just use the hashtag so we can pop on over and find your stuff. that you have mass made. And also I will create a playlist with each one of these videos in it so you can easily find it. It will be Mass Make March Hop 2025, which is hosted by DJ at DJ Hither and Yon Studio. Thank you so much, DJ, for inviting me. This was so fun, and I hope you learned something, and you can make these page corners out of pretty much anything. And if you've just started out, you have some index cards to make you some templates. You have some magazines or some book pages or some catalogs, scrapbook paper, whatever you have. Just make you some templates and fold them over. Be sure and make a set at a time, 2 of them, so you have one for top and bottom. Other than that, it is so simple and it is limitless. And I'm Bexx with Black Whisper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful crafty day.